let's get started anyway.
Keep it moving.
Let's keep it moving. Right, so everyone introduce themselves.
I go by the name of the one and only Just Blaze.
TODDLA T from Steel City in London right now.
What I do, Charlie Sloth, the People's Prince, the best looking fat guy in the universe. Welcome to the Google Hangout for House Party, Channel 4, the New Year's Eve extravaganza. So, are you all looking forward to New Year's Eve house party?
Definitely, most definitely. I think it's gonna be a good time.
Of course, I'm not. I've got a gig before, and I'm not getting there till super late, so I'm gonna like round things off at 5 in the morning. So this is actually gonna be my party because I never really party during sets, but because this is my last set, I'm going in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So Toddla, what kind of set are you gonna be doing, bro?
I've got my sound system set. I do a set called TODDLA T Sound where I play a whole heap of dub plates, set for the sound, and a lot of my own stuff, a lot of remixes, as well as loads of guests coming on the set. Charlotte Hammer, DRS, and Sarah C. So it's like a sort of sound system style, DJ style and fashion. But I heard you got some big boy guests. I'm going back to back with a certain guy.
Yeah, so Just Blaze.
Yes, sir.
We going verses back to back.
Yep, head to head. Let's get it in.
I can't wait for that, you know.
What's that?
You gonna bring any special guests over?
That's gonna be a little tough, you know, being that all my guests are gonna be all around the world. Anybody that I could call is gonna be God knows where. So I'm holding it down solo.
No, I heard a rumor that Jay-Z and Kanye is in town for New Year's Eve. I was a little bit worried that you was gonna bring them along.
Oh man, that would be crazy. That would be crazy.
Yeah, I heard a little rumor. I heard through the grapevine. I was chatting to someone who's like obviously affiliated, and it's like, yeah, they're in town for New Year's Eve, so you better be careful because Just Blaze might just drop them on your ass.
Nah, I play fair. I play fair. When it comes to DJing, I roll solo, and you know, you never know. Somebody might pop up. They might pop up, but you know, as of right now, I'm just you know trying to put together the best New York centric set, you know, to hold it down against the hometown hero Charlie Sloth.
So what kind of records can we expect from you, Blaze? Like what kind of selection? Are you gonna go black?
I don't really plan ahead of time. I kind of just go with whatever the energy is that I'm feeling at the time, you know. And the one thing you obviously we're all gonna have a good time. It's gonna be a lot of energy, super high energy, and a lot of fun. You know, it's 2012. If we make it, you know, the Mayans say, you know, we got about 5 days left.
Yeah,
you know,
quite scared about it.
But if that doesn't happen, you know, New Year's Eve is gonna be a great time. I'm ready to put it down, and I'm looking forward to you know, everybody else that's playing as well. Yeah,
it's gonna be a crazy night. It's gonna be a great night. Some great DJs. Obviously, there's Annie Mac as well, superstar from over here in the UK. We've got FRANKIE KNUCKLES, absolute legend.
Mad.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, Hercules. We got the lineup's crazy. Norman J, MBE. Guys like royalty when it comes to DJs.
Yep.
So it's definitely going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy night. So let's talk about New Year's Eve in general. Toddla, what kind of things would you normally be getting up to on New Year's Eve?
Can you remember the millennium?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I was, how old would I be then? 14.
Whoa.
And it was the first time we played Spin the Bottle.
Whoa.
And that was a very memorable moment because it was one of the first times I was on a lip sync tour.
On the lip sync thing.
So that was that. New Year's Eve, generally, you know what? Normally, I'd like pack in the gigs. I pack them in. I get 3 or 4 in up and down the motorway. This year, I said to myself, I'm going to do one, and then I'm going to go to my hometown of Sheffield and throw a party with my friends, just as a one-off, rather than just packing it in, have a good time. But when I got invited to do this with you, like, I was like, right, I can't not do this. This is amazing. So generally, the last 3 or 4 years, I've spent majority in the car up the M1.
I love that.
I know.
How about yourself, Blaze?
What was the question?
What would you normally be doing on New Year's Eve?
New Year's, I'm generally always with the family. My for the past few years, my brother he DJs as well, and he DJs out in Las Vegas. So normally, you know, the whole family jumps on a plane. 'Cause we like to be together on New Year's, and we jump on a plane and head out to Vegas and just party with the family. You know, and eventually, you know, the big brother has to kick the little brother off the turntables. I usually take over the party at the club at some point, you know, and have a good time. You know, for me, New Year's is about partying, but it's also, you know, a time to, you know, bring the New Year right with the family. So the family's always together holding it down on New Year's, no matter where we are.
For me, New Year's pretty much the same. For the last few years, just been doing bookings, partying in between the bookings, going from one party to another, taking as many girls from one club to the other club, and then seeing how many we can end up with at the end of the night at the after party. That's always been the case. And you know, obviously going to a house party, that's always the way it would end for me on New Year's Eve. Whoever had the nicest house, whoever had the best year that year, would obviously have the nicest house, the biggest crib. So we'd all go there, and obviously, like before we go there, we'd delegate rooms. So I'd be like, boy, so and so, that room's mine. So I'm going to take so-and-so in that room. We're going to have our own private party in there for a couple of hours. And then we're going to come out and join the rest of you in the morning for breakfast.
Charlie,
great way to bring in the New Year.
As the most handsome fat man in the universe, I expect New Year's Eve you there to be driving a coach.
Yeah, well, you know, last year it was the coach. This year, I'm thinking train.
Well, it's been a big year for you, so I can imagine it being quite in demand. Yeah. So train next year, maybe a boat.
Yeah.
Why don't you get a helicopter and land on top of the party?
You know, I was gonna actually ask you to borrow me the money to get a helicopter.
No problem. send me your wire details.
Oh, I love that, please. I love that. So guys, obviously 2012 musically has been a great year. There's been some incredible records from all genres of music. Toddler, for you, what's been the strongest record for you this year?
Well, you know what? I've just been trying to compile my Christmas radio show to go out later, and I was trying to fit in my favourite records of the year within 2 hours, and I literally was just fighting because there was so much good music. I think hip-hop was great this year. Obviously, hip-hop being the sort of my first love in music that's always representing. There's been so much good hip hop. Obviously, Kendrick's record was crazy. Yeah. So many good mixtapes. ASAP's record came out yesterday. Well, it didn't come out, but it was out. That sounded really good. Obviously, the Jay-Z and Kanye link up. That was a really strong record. There's so much. And then the instrumental hip hop stuff, like the Bauer stuff, had to just blaze. I know you're involved in some of them vibes there. So from a hip hop side, there's so much. Then on the house front, oh my gosh, especially in the UK. Again, just so much to mention. New artists like Dusky, big artists like Jamie George really crossing over, selling out places like Brixton Academy. I mean, you wouldn't imagine that 2 years ago. Then the reggae dancehall side of things was a good party year. You've got people like Popcorn, busting Busy Signal, had a bit of an up and down year, came back strong. And then on the UK side, as far as the bass music, let's be fair, man, this week it kind of ran the place this year. The dubstep kind of jungle sound was massive. And so it was so hard to put into 2 hours, and you know what? I didn't manage it, bro. I didn't manage it. It was too much good music.
Whoa. What about you, Blaze?
Oh, man, I love, obviously, I think for me, my favorite album this year on the hip-hop side was definitely Kendrick Lamar's album.
Yeah.
It was amazing. You know, like, I was slow to get to it, but when I finally, even though I worked on it, I was slow to listen to the rest of the album just because I was touring so much when it came out. But when I finally got back home and gave it a listen, I was like insanely blown away. I love that album. On the other front, like you mentioned, Bauer, you know, that's the reason me and him linked up, is because I'm such a big fan of the stuff he's been doing. R.L. Grime is killing right now. High Power Boys tonight with Lunas and with Hudson Mohawk.
Oh, he's crazy.
A lot of great music across the board this year. Like it was, you know, we definitely were not at a loss for good records this year. You know, and like you said, it gets to the point where when I do DJ sets, there's so much I want to play, but you know, I'd have to do a 6-hour party to get it all out. You know, because it's just so much good music to come out this year.
All right, guys, can we all have a look at our Twitter and see if there's any questions on our Twitter that anyone's asked us?
Okay, to Kid Kultsky saying, what is going to be the track you play to get people dancing? Wow, so many good records to answer with that, really. I'm looking forward to play a whole bunch of dubs because I got into buying dubs this year, and it's a problem. I actually so into it, I asked my girlfriend if she would buy me one for Christmas. I have got some sick dubs I can't wait to play. The last one I got, you know what? I got some classic ones this year. I got Heads High, Mr. Vegas, that I'm planning to remix especially for New Year's Eve, because that's just such a party classic. It's such a classic dancehall record, but I want to bring it up to the time. So I'm going to go with my dub plate of Heads High by Mr. Vegas for the One Away TODDLA T special.
Love that. Love that. Any questions there for you, Blaze?
The question I got is not really related to the house party per se, but somebody's asking me in regards to it. How do you do it so well for so long? And I think I think what I will say is it's by diversifying and doing things like this. You know, I spend a lot of time in the studio, so it's good for me to get out and just get in touch with the people. And you know, and party with the people and see what they're feeling and what they're not feeling. And you know, the New Year's Eve house party is going to be a great way to continue my way of doing that.
I definitely agree with that. I think the last house party was a huge success over here in the UK. People was talking about it. They're still talking about it now. Still get approached by people now. And I think that the team have just, you know, raised the levels that bit more. The lineup this year is incredible. Like I said, we've got some real legends playing on the night. And, you know, for me, I personally can't wait to see what Norman J does.
Yeah.
Right.
Guy's a legend. Like, the MBE, man's got a little badge from the Queen. Went and had a little cup of tea. Amen. Amen. So, and obviously, Toddla, I know you always kill it. I've been to many dances where you've shut it down. And I think what me and Just Blaze is going to do is going to be something that's special. I know there's never really been a crossover in terms of, you know, a real platform where it's showcased to millions of people, where a UK DJ and a US DJ who are both from the same genre have kind of gone back to back and just gone at it record for records. And I think overall it's going to be an incredible night, like a real legendary night.
Definitely. What about the visual aspect of the show, Charlie? Because I watched it last time. It's absolutely sick. The visual, there's the mad visual rigs and all that, innit?
Yeah, and this year, I can't give away too much, but the setup is like, wow. Like, if you thought last year's setup visually was hot, this year is incredible. Like, they've gone all out. So obviously, when each of us DJs are playing throughout the night, there's also a visual DJ there, like visual mixing some crazy images. And there's like some of the best visual mixers out there in the game who are like, you know, doing an hour set as we're doing our DJ set. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. And like visually this year, it's definitely gone up a whole nother level.
What about doing a New Year's Eve set compared to an average set? Do you switch up the vibe?
You think you switch up the vibe? You say do you switch up the vibe for New Year's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think whereas most nights when I kind of try to take the crowd on a little bit of a journey, you know, ups and downs and peaks and valleys. But I think with something like New Year's, you just want to go all the way in.
Yeah.
And just kill from the jump.
Yeah. Straight in.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no time to play on New Year's Eve. It's just party and get it in. Especially
when you've got an hour alongside all you guys. It's like, it's not a game out there.
Yeah, it's not a game. Yeah. We all got, you know, everybody's going to bring their A game that night, for sure.
Just please.
So we put it out there, yeah? Hashtag C4 Midnight track. You ask people what they thought would be the ideal track to play at midnight. There's been some crazy suggestions. If you guys were doing the set, right? Because obviously we don't know what time we're playing. No one knows yet. Yeah, it's not out there. People don't know what time sets everyone's doing. So, for example, if it was you, Toddla, that was doing the set at midnight, what record would you drop?
Well, you know what it is, yeah? I do, because I've had the luck to play midnight the last couple of years, and I always try and play the record that summed up the year for me in the club. And I always like to play the one, because I play multi-genre, the one that kind of brings everyone together. So I remember when Katie B had her top 10 with On a Mission, everyone was so happy for her because it united, you know, so many different people and different sounds, and it was a UK record. So I remember doing that for that. But this year, I honestly think, because of the state of hip-hop and how healthy it was, and how the whole vibe was just so bass. And I think I'd go for a record off the Kendrick Lamar album.
It's funny because I have a record that I'll play off of Kendrick's album as well. It's funny that you played that. I probably at 12 o'clock I'd probably play Swimming Pools.
Yeah, that would go off. That would go off right now.
And also, I mean,
so much.
what do people do when at midnight when the ball drops? What do they do? Pull up, drink, headshot, drink. Everybody's gonna be taking that shot at New Year's. So I think, you know, if I was dropping a record at midnight, for me for this year, that would be that record.
Well,
Charlie?
It's a hard question. I'm not sure. You know, there's too many records for me. You know, I'd probably play a classic.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go with a record from the year. I'd probably go with something that I know is guaranteed to set the place on fire. I couldn't expose it. I'm secretive. I'm going against Just Blaze. I've got to try and keep as much in my bag as I can. Like, I'm already, you know, like, I'm going against the legend. I'm just a young buck out here. I'm a puppy, innit? You know, like, Just Blaze is a legend out here. So I've got to try and keep as many tricks in my bag as possible. Because I've got a feeling, yeah, if I was to tell you what I'm going to play on midnight, Just Blaze would just steal it. He'd be like, I'm going to play that. I'm going to play that, son.
Now, isn't that the worst thing?
Just Blaze. You just Charlie Sloth. I'm Just Blaze.
But you know, like, the worst thing is, like, when you have a DJ opening for you and you can tell that he's purposely trying to play every good record just so you can't play it.
That's painful, man.
Yeah, it's not cool. It's like, yo, you're opening DJ. Like, warm the crowd up and then let me kill them. Do your job well. Do your job well, and eventually you'll be the headlining DJ.
Yeah, totally.
There's been a lot of warm-up DJ sacked this year, for sure.
Well, it's because they weren't keeping it warm. They were too hot.
Keeping it warm, trying to steal the heat.
And then they leave you with nothing to play.
Yeah.
So, I'd like to take this chance to thank everyone. Thank you, TODDLA T.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, Just Blaze.
No doubt.
Can't wait for 11:50 Channel 4 New Year's Eve. It's going to be absolutely incredible. That's when the party starts. Make sure everybody logs in. It's going to be nuts. You can watch it on Channel 4, of course, from your television, or you can watch it on YouTube as well. It's going to be absolutely incredible. We are going to make history on New Year's Eve, so make sure you are part of it. If you're not, boy, you're dead, really. You died with the Mayans.
Party done.
Party done. Party done.
Now, we'll be doing more Google Hangouts as well on New Year's Eve, leading up to the event. So keep your eyes peeled to Twitter and all them good stuff there to find out more. You guys, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and all that. See you guys soon.
Merry Christmas.
Have a good one.
I'll see you guys on New Year's Eve, man.
Yeah, big up. Take care.